The Ascension Parish president in the hot seat implicated in a bribe. Some are calling a case of good old boy politics. The mayor of the capital city is asking for input for the next round of road improvements. Could they be coming to your neighborhood? We'll have a preview.
Donald Trump trying to move past his criticism of a slain U.S. soldier. The politician's comments are creating another firestorm.
Crews searching for at least one person after a helicopter crashes into a South Louisiana swamp. Now multiple agencies are working the case. Plans to ease traffic at the Washington Street exit are coming soon. How it could affect your commute in the capital city.
And it's back to the books for Livingston Parish students. Are your kids ready to go back to school?
Labor Day is being cut short for people on the East Coast. Officials taking precautions as Hermine takes aim at the Eastern Seaboard, threatening New England state.
Catholics across the world are rejoicing as Pope Francis announces the canonization of Mother Teresa. Coming up, the life and legacy of the new Saint Teresa of Calcutta.
Not a good start for the LSU Tigers. Fans are scratching their heads this morning as the favorite Tigers get badgered by Wisconsin.
Now, WBRZ News 2 at noon.
Governor Edwards calls on Congress to approve billions more in flood aid for Louisiana. And that's our top story. Welcome on this Friday. I'm John Pastrick. Yes, Governor John Bel Edwards told Congress this morning that Louisiana needs massive amounts of federal aid to move forward in the flood recovery and repair homes, roads, and infrastructure.
Now, WBRZ News 2 starts with breaking news.
First at 12:30, breaking news. A human skeleton found in a house in Baker. The discovery this morning after a skull was found in the home last night. The LSU Faces Lab made the find after police called for their help. We're told that someone called 911 after peering through the window of the home and seeing the skull. Neighbors thought the home was abandoned, but authorities are speculating the person who lived there may have just died. The find was in a house on Sharon Avenue. Now, we've circled the street for you on this map. It's down the block from Baker Heights Elementary School between Groom Road and Levy Lane. Of course, we are following the story at WBRZ.com. We'll have live reports starting on News 2 at 4.
And breaking overnight, rescue crews searching for victims after a helicopter crashed into a swamp in Iberia Parish. Officials say at least one person was still in the water last night. Now, Iberia Sheriff's deputies, state wildlife and fisheries agents, and Coast Guard officials are working on the recovery. The FAA says the helicopter was reported missing yesterday afternoon. It was flying from Gonzales to New Orleans, but the pilot started flying toward Patterson after encountering stormy weather. It's unknown how many people were on board, and officials have not said if anyone has been rescued.
Breaking news, we now know more about the cause of death of a Zachary youngster left in a car. Marvin Mercer left his 8-month-old daughter in the car. The child died after being in the car for more than 2 hours while he was at a baseball clinic. Mercer rushed his daughter to the hospital when he found the child, but she couldn't be saved. Investigators say the little girl died from complications due to an elevated body temperature. Mercer now faces negligent homicide charges. He's out of jail on bail. All right, Ashley, thank you very much. New this morning, officials in Ascension Parish have lifted an order for residents to take shelter after a chemical emergency.
The emergency became an alert around 10:30 last night. The Rubicon plant in Geismar had a chemical leak believed to be an acid-based chemical. A hazmat team cleaned up the hydride-type chemical. Residents living 1 mile from the area were advised to shelter in place.
This morning with tense moments in Iberville Parish.
Nguyen residents are not happy with the recent increase in fees. Yesterday, people attended the town hall meetings saying their bills doubled this month. City leaders say the increase is necessary to keep the town going. This is the first time fees have gone up in more than 20 years.
Do it gradually. They don't know our income. They don't know our pocketbook. I don't get but $7.33 a day a month. I can't pay all my money to the town hall. If I pay all of it to town hall, what am I have?
I love you. We can work it out. We can work together. If there's a problem, come to me and talk to me individually. And together we can get through this.
The town's mayor says without the increase, the town would have to lay off some employees.
Yes, sounds good. Thank you. Well, news alert. The East Veterans Parish Sheriff has changed the parish-wide curfew. Sheriff Sid Gotro announced that the curfew will start at midnight instead of 10. He says while he feels the curfew is necessary for public safety, he wants to accommodate the needs of the community by giving people more time for business and other errands. The curfew will still end at 6 in the morning. Officials say there won't be any more changes to the curfew, but it will be in effect until further notice. The Louisiana Workforce Commission is accommodating those affected by the disaster. The commission has announced updated call center office hours to help with the disaster unemployment assistance claims. If you have a claim, you can call 1-866-783-5567. They'll be able to take your calls from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays starting Monday. You can also file DUA online at lawords.net. The deadline to apply is October 14th. And once you apply, you'll be required to file weekly certification by phone or online saying your employment is interrupted due to the disaster. Thank you very much. And looking ahead to today, more now on that plan to require new police officers to live in East Baton Rouge Parish.
Some say it'll increase community policing. Police officials don't support it, though. Others have argued the proposal is bad timing less than a month since 2 police officers and a sheriff's deputy were gunned down in an ambush on Airline Highway. But Councilwoman Shauna Banks, who proposed it, believes it'll help with community policing and build a force made up of officers who know the neighborhoods they work. Right now, more than half of the force lives outside the parish.
We've been in it for so long, are we losing sight of what is community policing?
If passed, the requirement would go in effect at the beginning of 2017. We'll have much more on this later today, including a live report on News 2 this evening.
We're following breaking news out of West Texas this afternoon. A school shooting led to a complete evacuation. According to the Brewster County Sheriff's Office, a student shot himself after he injured another student at Alpine High School. Now, this happened in the school's band hall. We don't know the condition of the injured student, but all students from the school have been evacuated safely. We have the latest at our website, WBRZ.com, and we will continue to update this story.
A man is back behind bars after telling the person he was robbing his identity. Robert Connor robbed a man on Florida Boulevard near the Cortana Mall back in February. Police said the suspect drove up in a car, pulled out a gun, and demanded money. Then, according to the victim, Connor revealed his name. He apparently added that he had just got out of jail and had no problems going back. Police say the victim searched Connor up on Facebook and confirmed that the man in the profile picture was the man who robbed him. Court records confirm he was in jail last year for another robbery. Looking ahead, a couple accused of murdering a man will appear in court later today. Jace Crahan and Brittany Monk are accused of murdering convicted sex offender Robert Nose. He was found dead, stuffed in a 55-gallon drum last year. Earlier this month, Crahan's attorney submitted a motion to keep photos of the murder scene out of the courtroom. A decision could come at today's hearing.
Well, researchers say the significant amount of rainfall last month might have been an effect of climate change. The extreme rainfall along the central U.S. Gulf Coast has become more likely and intense in the last 100 years. They say activities such as burning fossil fuels were resulting in long-term warming of the planet. Researchers believe the change in climate increased the intensity of rain during the heavy rainfall periods in our area. They compared the flood to historical records and climate change models and wrote that a similar flood is at least 40% more likely to occur this century.
Looking ahead, 24 properties are up for auction in East Baton Rouge Parish. The parish is hosting its monthly online auction for adjudicated properties tomorrow. These are the properties that didn't sell at a previous tax sale. Winning bidders of each property will receive ownership with title insurance. The average bid on the properties is about $4,000 each. The auction is from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. online at civicsource.com.
Well, Sony's also showing off its new tech, too. The company introduced the PlayStation 4 Pro, the latest version of the PlayStation 4 console. Now, this can play ultra-high resolution and HDR TVs and play 4K games. It also has a feature of a 1 terabyte hard drive, advanced graphics, and a faster processor. Sony says the console is designed for hardcore gamers. You can expect this in retail stores for about $600. Disney World is tightening up on ticket fraud. Popular theme park now requires children between the ages of 3 and 9 to have their fingers scanned before entering. Older guests have already been scanning figures to prevent people from sharing tickets, which can cost up to $124 a day. System scans a finger and converts it to a unique numerical value that is tied to the ticket. According to the park's website, it doesn't store the information and discards it immediately. Parents who do not want their children's finger scanned can have theirs scanned instead. LSU head coach Les Miles will hold his weekly press luncheon in about 30 minutes, where he's expected to talk about what went wrong in the Tigers' opening loss at Wisconsin and how he hopes his Tigers will respond against Jacksonville State. Sports News' Chris Price is live at LSU with a preview. Hey, Chris, good afternoon. The Tigers are expected to really drop in the national polls. What will we hear from the Mad Hatter about the dismay in Green Bay?
Well, also looking ahead, the first of a dozen meetings to hear the public's opinion on roadways will begin tonight.
Yeah, it's all part of the mayor's green light plan that began 11 years ago. And it's Michael Vincent is live this morning in downtown Baton Rouge with the details on the latest plan. Hey, Michael, good morning. So what kinds of projects are they looking at this time around?
People living along False River got a chance to hit the water during the Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, False River has been closed for weeks due to high water levels and flood debris. TuneIn's Michael Vincent is live there this morning and getting an early start on Labor Day. Hey, Michael, good morning. So from Green Bay to Falls River, you're all over the place. It's good to have you back. Saints punter Thomas Morstead is giving students in East Baton Rouge Parish some peace of mind today. He's sending 6,000 backpacks with school supplies to the students on their first day back. Louisiana motor coach Phil with these supplies is heading to the capital city right now. It's all part of Morstead's What You Give Will Grow Foundation. He launched a project that asked for people to make donations. Bus will arrive at 12:30, and the supplies will be distributed by Morstead and Louisiana's First Lady, Donna Edwards. Well, this is something that's never been done before at the Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center in Baton Rouge. Treating a Siberian Bengal tiger? Well, Mike the tiger's doctor spoke exclusively to News 2 about what it's like with dealing with such a high-profile patient. Dr. Jonas Fontenot led the team. He says the cooperation between them and the LSU Vet School led to success. Fontenot also says that treating the tiger was not much different than treating a human, but this patient is definitely one to remember.
It was a bit of a surreal moment to have a 420 plus pound Siberian Bengal tiger lying on a hospital stretcher, ready to be taken to our simulator and treatment rooms. We were pleased to have a role in managing Mike's care and hopefully getting a few more years out of Mike for the people in our community.
The vet school will monitor Mike's mood and behavior before taking another step in treatment. Online matchmaking company eHarmony now wants to match you up with a job you'll love. The company launched Elevated Careers, a site to match jobs based on culture, values, and personality. All you need to do is upload a resume and take 5 short surveys. Job seekers can get 5 potential job matches a week, or they can search the listing based on compatibility scores.
Tense moments for a gator hunter of the weekend. She found her backseat passenger behind the wheel. This 7.5-foot alligator climbed out of the trunk of the car and broke through the windshield. She wrestled with the alligator before getting back in the car. The gator hunter says she caught the gator in Fulshear, Texas, and kept it in her trunk overnight. The gator was taken to the gator farm on Sunday. All right, here's something to get you going this morning. California Highway Patrol went on a wild chase across the San Francisco Bay Bridge for a tiny fugitive, a Chihuahua.
Yo quiero Taco
You
Bell.
can see
Yeah,
it.
the pup was going in and out of traffic, even crossed 5 lanes to get away from officers. Eventually, he was caught, then turned over to animal control. They'll track down the owner or find him a new home. I think he was looking for a Taco Bell.
I think he was just scared, and he just kept running. I mean, it would be scary to have that, they shut down the bridge.
I've never met a scared Chihuahua. They always come right up to you and start telling you their opinion.
What if they shut down the bridge for you and were chasing you on motorcycles? I would keep running too.
We'll keep you posted on that one. Well, still to come this noon hour, more on the latest tech and Apple, what people are saying about the new features of the new iPhone. And when can you get your hands on one? We'll have that for you as well coming up. But right now, it is 12:24 on this Thursday afternoon. Stay with us. More news, weather, and the new iPhone coming up next. Coming up, are you ready for some football? Well, we'll get you hyped up. We'll take it to Livingston Parish, where they're already celebrating a victory, and they haven't even stepped on the field yet. What's that all about? We got it for you straight ahead. Well, still ahead of this noon hour, how to make your tailgating experience easier. Here's a hint. You don't have to go anywhere. We'll show you how. That's coming up. Right now, it's 12:24 on this TGIF. Stay with us. You're watching News 2 at noon. We're back right after this.